Yeah, I have too many books. No, I don't. Hey guys, it's me, Balloon. Welcome back to my channel. You will be excited to see an actual familiar background behind me. A wall and not a cemetery. I'm super excited because I have a library haul today. I actually went to the library and I took out a wackadoo of books, and I have ordered most of them in, of course, for the Monster-a-thon or for the Horcrux-a-thon. There is a TBR coming for that. I think I'm missing one book. I'm not entirely sure. I will have to double check that. But I do have another TBR coming. So I have a crap ton of books. I have books that I don't I haven't like added to this list that are still taken out from my library, just not this trip. But I thought since I had 11 books this trip, then I thought I'd throw them out there and tell you about some of the things that we're doing, some of the things that I'm excited about. I have no idea if I'm going to get them all read. I doubt it. I don't know. It's going to be fun. We'll have a fun time. Anyway, that being said, let's get started. So, I'm looking at these books. Where do I start? Oh my goodness. So I'm just going to start with the one in front of me. This is Red, White, and Royal Blue. I have no idea what this is about. No clue. Nope. Still no idea. So I'm gonna have to read that one later. This has been on a TBR list several times. It was supposed to be part of a book battle probably 2 months ago, maybe 3. And so it's taken me that long to finally get my hands on a copy. So I'm super excited. Now I have it. I don't know when I'm going to finish it, but I have it now. So yay! So Red, White, and Royal Blue. And that one's by Casey McQuiston. Casey McQuiston. That is a unique name. I've never heard that one before, so I'm super excited to read that. This one, of course, you will recognize as part of my Monster-a-thon TBR. This is, I got to explain, the title for one of the stories is just that little dot thing, and I know that's not for our team, but still, like, when I got to show that to my friend librarian, I'm like, look, that's the actual title, right there, bloop. And when you go to that page, it'll be like, here's the title. Blip. There it is. So I'm going to call it Blip because I honestly don't know what it's called. I'm not a fan of Neil Gaiman. I've only read one book by his, which I actually enjoyed. I really would love there to be a sequel. I don't think there is. But I'm not a fan of his, but I'm going to read the book anyway because it's for my team. So I'm super excited to get my hands on that one. So there we go. A Natural Creatures story selected by Neil Gaiman. I don't know if he wrote any of them or whether he just selected them, and maybe I will like it more because he didn't write one. The reason I don't like him is the stupidest reason ever, so I'm not even going to explain it. I think I explained it in a previous video. But I did read his Graveyard book, and I did enjoy it, so there you go. So it's not, I don't not enjoy him because he's a bad writer, because he's not a bad writer. He's a very good writer. It's a really stupid reason, so I'm just gonna pass over that. This one is one that I've had on my TBR list, and I actually made it through halfway, I think, before I had to return to the library. But this one's part of my Monster-a-thon too, so I'm super excited to get my hands on that one. And the other thing with this is that I'm gonna be reading that for my conspiracies for the Monster-a-thon, so super excited. It is a thick book. That is not a small book. It is a thick book. Luckily, like, some of the pages just have pictures, and it's written in like such a unique way that's quite interesting. And so I'm not going to give away what I know already, but I'm super excited to finally finish that one. So that's probably going to be the first one that I pick up, just so I can read it and return it. So that's Illuminating, and that's by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Jay Kristoff, I hate to say it because I haven't read much by him. I read Nevernight, and it's not my genre, so I can't really judge to say yes, it was a good book. It was brilliantly written, very descriptive, not really my genre. So I didn't enjoy it as much as a lot of other people might, but it was well written. It was not a bad book. It's just not one that I enjoyed. So, like I said, not a bad writer, just not my genre, you know? That being said, I'm going to move on. This one is Searcy by Madeline Miller. This has come across, this was another one that I think I was supposed to do for a book battle. And so, oh my gosh, when I turned it like that, it looked like her eyes were opening and it freaked me out a little bit. So I've kind of been wanting to read this for a while. We did a Greek theme back in January, and I think somebody started reading it then, and I was like, oh, that sounds really good. And so I've kind of been wanting to read it for months now. So I don't know when I'm going to read it in the next few weeks, but I will. I hope. We'll have to see. This one I got, this was part of my TBR list, and I got it mostly because it has ghosts in the title, and I'm on Team Haunt, and I need to read a book that's about dead or undead, and it's called The Haunted Bookshop Mystery, and this one is called The Ghost and Mrs McClure. And I don't know if it's a cozy. It's got a cat. It's got a cat in a bookshop, so I'm gonna go with this. It's probably a strange cozy mystery, because most of them have cats and bookshops. But that being said, that has been on my TBR list forever, so I'm super excited to finally, oh yeah, very first two words, young widow. That's pretty much all you need to know, because now you know it's a ghost mystery, because it's somebody who has had a major event happen in her life, and now she has to get out, and she has to make a new start, which is usually how these mysteries start. So I'm super excited to get my hands on that one. I might read that one for a prompt for the Monster-thon, or I might read it for a prompt for a Cruxathon. We'll have to see. But it's certainly a cute little quick read, like a little bit more than 250 pages. So it's just a nice little cute read. Now this one is totally out of my wheelhouse, and the only reason I did it was because I wasn't sure if I could get my hands on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And I found it on audiobook, so I'm super excited. But I still took this one. So I have Bird Box. I'm not interested in seeing the movie. I'm not interested in doing the challenge. I can barely see with my glasses on. I have no interest in being blindfolded. Thank you very much. So you are never going to see me doing any kind of challenge whatsoever. But I am super excited to read it, because it's like a psychological thing. You're scared of the unknown because you can't see it. So I don't know. It's like I said, it's really outside my wheelhouse, but you know, Halloween is coming up, so we can expect some spooky novels. Speaking of spooky, one of the prompts for the Monster-thon is the classic creatures, and I'm reading Hunting Prince Dracula, which hasn't come in yet and won't come in for 2 weeks, which means I have lots of time to get rid of some of these. So the other one classic monster would be Frankenstein. So here we have The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. So I have taken this out. This is, I think, my second or third time taking this out, so I'm super excited to finally get to read it. And what a perfect time then for Monster-thon. So if I don't get my Hunting Prince Dracula, I at least have my Frankenstein. So there we go. This is the book. I'm trying to remember. I know Kendara Blake wrote something else, and I can't remember what it is that I've read, and I really enjoyed. And I'm looking for, like, come on, where is it? This has got to be one of her first ones. Anyway, so this is a sequel by Kendara Blake, and this is Girl of Nightmares. Now, I read Anna Dressed in Blood, which was I listened to the audiobook, and it was so good and so riveting that when the ending happened, I was like, okay, well, I have to get the next one. I have to get the next one. So I have The Girl of Nightmares is the second one. Cass, who is the male protagonist, has lost his love and is having dreams about her, and they're horrific. So she is very good at description. I beg your pardon. She's very good at describing a lot of detail, and I'm trying to remember. If you can remember, I'll probably find it on Goodreads later. But Kendara Blake she wrote something else that I've read recently, and I want to say it's like the Three Dark Crown series. Okay, we're still recording. The Three Dark Crowns. I don't think that's it, but I know that I've read something of hers recently that I really, really enjoyed. So, besides Anna Dressed in Blood. So, there's another one from Monsterthon. This one, I am a sucker for cozy mysteries and for lighthouses. So this one is called A Lighthouse Library Mystery. And the one I wanted to get is the third in the series, and that's Death by Pumpkin Spice. Because, face it, I'm basic. I haven't had a pumpkin spice latte yet, but I made this, which is my pumpkin spice latte purse, and I love it. I'm so... October comes around, or not even October, August. The end of August comes around and I'm a mess. I need my pumpkin spice, and my friends are they are enablers. So this one is called By Book or By Crook, and I'm super excited because love lighthouses, love libraries, and again it comes to when her 10-year relationship implodes, Lucy realizes the plot of her life is in need of a serious rewrite. So again, it's somebody who is coming out of a long-term thing and a relationship, or something happens and she has to have a new start. So that's usually what happens. And of course, cat on the cover. Major indicator. Some of the other indicators. This one I don't think has it. But some of the other indicators are usually recipes in the back or patterns in the back. But this one is, I'm excited to read that one. I just finished the second, oh my goodness, Mr. Lemoncello's Library. And they're not books that I grew up with, but I kind of love them. I think they're amazing, even though they do dwell a lot on the Dewey Decimal System, which isn't really as prominent now as it used to be. Okay, these two were actually from different videos, and I wish I could remember where they were. This one I know for sure came from one of the leaders of the Beasts, I think. Yes, this is Everfair by Seashell, and she is reading this for one of her books, and I'm super excited because it never probably would have crossed my path. And I was checking it in, and I was like, oh, that looks like the one that's been on my TBR. And all of a sudden it's like, there's my name. I'm like, I guess I must have gotten online and ordered it right away. So super excited to read that. I'm going to find her video because she recommended this. She's doing this for the Monsterthon. So I might do it for the Monsterthon. We will have to see. I don't know how that's going to wind up, but we'll see. And then finally, this is another one that somebody else did. I think this one... Oh my goodness, I've been binge watching 5 or 6 different my brain just stopped working. I binge watched like 5 or 6 different TBR videos and probably like 5 or 6 different unhaul videos just to prepare for the Monsterthon. And so I can't remember who decided this one was a decent read. I've added like 5 or 6 different books to my list. It's kind of insane. Sorry again. So this one is Bloodlines, and it has to do with vampires, I think. And I don't remember who does it, but obviously it's called Bloodlines, and that is a spoopy cover. So I'm super excited to read that one. That's all 11, I believe. I do have more, but you don't have to worry about those yet. So that's it for me. Support your local library. You know I do. And knowledge is power. And we'll see you next week.